Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones, Indiana Jones. It's a podcast about Indiana Jones. Every movie, 1 minute at a time. The Indiana Jones Minute.
Okay, I have a question that I've hesitated to bring up just because who knows where it'll go. It's slightly touchy, but I'll just ask as gentlemanly as I can. Do you two guys? Because I just got in an argument with somebody about this recently, like an actual argument. Like they think I'm insane for what I do. Do you use the conveniently located, whatever hatch in your underwear, or do you go right over the waistband?
What do you think?
I honestly don't know anymore because I was so clear on like the logic of what I do. And then this other person was just tearing me down like I was completely out of my mind.
Yeah, all right. So
shaking.
imagine you have my bladder.
Oh God.
Now, are you going to use
a
hatch?
See, I still don't
You're
know.
going to use it? No,
because this other person's argument was, "Oh, you're gonna deal with that dumb thing and try to get around, like it's all like layers of stuff, and you gotta squirrel your way around and everything."
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Oh, so you just go over the thing?
Yeah, I don't go over it. I pull my undergarments down,
like past your butt. You're like a kid in third grade.
No, I pull it down past.
Yeah,
this guy's got to go a while, pal. No, yeah, you pull
it's weird.
It down
like if you're with Jerry somewhere in public and he's in the restroom and like he's standing in front of the urinal, like he has his pants are around his ankles.
That's disconcerting.
Yeah,
I would love to do a show like that. He's just sitting. He just dropped trout down to the belt goes clink clink on the ground.
What? I'm peeing. Leave me alone.
No.
Forward.
Of course I don't do that. No,
you got some.
No, but I don't use the hatch.
That's really
I don't even know why to do it.
I mean, I do. I use the hatch. I don't have to. I've had underpants that didn't have it, and so I just dealt with it.
Yeah,
but
your friend is right. You are insane.
I don't know.
No,
I mean,
Tom, you are absolutely right.
Thank you, Pete.
Yeah. Wait, Pete, are you serious?
Be of the body.
Well, okay. Let me just. All right. I'll. Let me.
Why would the Fruit of the Loom people and all these people? Why would they be going through all that trouble to put that complicated hatch thing in there?
I have no idea. I think
nobody was using it,
it's got to go back to some like medieval time thing where you are like rolled up in a papoose. You know what I mean? Where it's like you live in Norway and you're a Viking and you're wrapped up and you can't get all this stuff out, so you can't take everything off. Like you can't take your whale blubber off. Yeah. And then you gotta take off the seal coat.
Yeah.
And then you got the otter underwear, whatever. I mean, there's no way. So I understand they'd make a hatch because you don't want to be freezing or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like I can't. But in modern times, when you are not a Viking, you just. I mean, it's not even. For me, it's the difference between a nanosecond and like 9 seconds.
It's not 9 seconds.
It's just that you're
it's
just
not that complicated.
It's just your Theseus going through the Minotaur of your underwear.
Wait, then what's the minute?
No, the labyrinth. I should say.
Okay.
Well, Tommy, I don't need no breadcrumbs and twine.
Probably is covered in breadcrumbs and twine.
Okay, no, seriously.
So sorry I brought this up.
I will. Yeah, this was a mistake. But tell me why would either of you guys use the hatch when you can just pull your underpants down, whatever they may be, boxers, briefs, whatever? Why would you ever use a hatch to, quote, thread the needle? What is possibly the benefit for that? Other than you've taken an extra 6 seconds at the urinal.
I don't know where you're getting 6 seconds.
I don't either.
Yeah. Pete, tell him.
Well, okay, say it's an extra 1 cent. Why would
It's
you
very
do it
simple.
At all?
It's just I would almost argue that it's
I
more
am doing it
complicated
now, and it's not simple.
I know you are. I know you are. I I feel like it's even more complicated to not use the hatch, to pull down that one. Like, do you undo like your whole belt and the button and everything?
No.
He doesn't wear
Okay,
a
so I'm
belt.
saying, so that's as complicated. Just
Wait,
pulling
how do
down
you
that
not-
one layer
No, I
through
just-
your
I-
fly. That's more as complicated as parting those.
Yeah, why is it different than a fly in a pair
No,
of
no,
pants?
no.
Yeah.
Listen. No,
Yes.
listen.
Well
I have
said,
a
Pete.
zipper on my pants,
Yeah.
right? And so
Yeah.
you unzip the zipper, and then you just pull things down, and you're all good.
But then how do you
Why
pull
would
things
you have
back
an
up if you? That's weird, Jer.
Well, how
Yeah.
is that possibly
That's
weird? Why would
weird.
you unzip your zipper?
What
and
if you're
then
being
thread
attacked?
the
Like, what
needle
if
of
some
a
guy
hat?
comes in and attacks you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got to run?
Yeah.
Well, if you recall, that happened to me a year ago.
That's actually true. Yeah.
I was in downtown LA on Mulvera Street, and I was at the urinal,
Uh-huh.
and I got sucker punched by, just, I don't know, some miscreant.
Mm-hmm. I caught with your pants down, so to speak.
Yeah, actually, you know what it was? And it was a true to life scrum chum.
Mhm.
Except he wasn't my friend.
Aw.
He wasn't a chum. I was at the urinal, and I got
scrum bum.
It was a scrum bum. I got sucker punched as hard as I've ever been. I mean, like a freight train
God.
of John Henry's fist hit my jaw while I was at the urinal and not in the hatch.
Oh, maybe he was team underpants hatch, and he was furious
He
with
may
your
have.
method.
And I was standing.
Not in my
I could not-
bathroom.
Yeah. What are you doing? I can't believe it. I mean, I like 2 seconds goes by and I'm still standing there. I'm like, and I
It
kind of
seems like
looked at him just
a
incredulous.
dangerous place to hit somebody.
At the
Yeah.
urinal. It
'Cause,
is.
yeah, like if they spin around, then you're.
Yeah, while you're whizzing, you go, "What'd you do that for?"
Yeah. This is on you, and this is on you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get anywhere.
Well, okay,
glad,
so
I'm glad that
to-
Pete has some common sense.
I'll just ask this: what is the benefit? Like, if you were to go the other route, you know what I'm upset about. If you were to go, if you were to do it like without going through the hatch, what is the detriment of that? What are you either afraid of?
can think of
what's
one
the
thing.
complication?
There is. I feel like we need like diagrams and charts and stuff. You've got the waistband now underneath your apparatus, which you then have to keep the pressure down on that, so it's not like flipping up and ruining everything. Like either cutting off your stream or. I'm so sorry, everybody. I don't know why I brought this up, but with the hatch, you don't have that. The hatch is no added pressure or obstacle.
And then you have to somehow get the waistband back up.
Yeah, and it wants to come up. You're fighting it down while you're doing your thing.
You know what?
It's elastic.
It sounds
I'll
very
say-
messy your way, Jerry. It doesn't sound hygienic.
That's dirty, Pete.
That's what he's trying to
That's
say.
low.
Yes, thank you, Jerry. You made my point.
Actually, I would say, believe it or not, there's probably a lot less fondling and fiddling when you just pull down, and that way there's just a greatest expanse.
But you're not just you're pulling down through the zipper. Like there's not a free space there.
But you're not,
right.
Threading the needle through the.
And what do you have against fondling and
labyrinth?
fiddling, Jerry? Here's the fondling and
I
fiddling.
will
That's why I
say
use the
this.
hat.
I actually am glad, although this may be unsavory to some listeners. I think it's a good question. And I'm glad you brought it up, because you're right.
I'm brave.
For the first time, I notice that you're right. I do, with the technique I use, I do keep the waistband below, and I've never noticed that I naturally apply the pressure to keep
Why
it
is my
down.
thumb exhausted all the time?
Yeah, no, it's. Why is my thumb is? My left thumb
I'm doing
is
push-ups with
3
my thumbs
times
all day.
bigger than my right thumb.
I feel
No,
like Jerry's the opposite of the guy who wears like the the jeans really low on his hips, and you see his boxers up above the jeans. Like he's got the jeans high on the hips, but the boxers are like way down
the
below.
Boxers,
right? So you can get at them.
Well, no, it's true, and I may tomorrow. Maybe I'll spend a day using the hatch and see what happens.
All right.
Maybe
I'll try the opposite. Maybe I'll try going over the garden wall or whatever. Everyone out there, I want you to try the opposite of what you're normally going to do.
The opposite of what you normally,
and let us know the results.
I think that maybe a large part of our listenership may not have anything to try.
All right, that's true. But if you were lucky enough to have to try...
You mean they don't urinate, Peter? What do you mean?
They just don't have things that they have to like
the same
snake out of
apparatus
stuff and
as
everything.
other people. Yeah.
Well...
He's talking about girls.
I know, but
we've talked about this, Jerry.
Yes. Well, I'm sure they have their own obstacle courses, and feel free to, donate your thoughts on the Listeners Crusade.
Oh God.
Oh boy. So much for the crusade.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the crusade, and Patreon and everything, and our show, and our beautiful listeners, we want to thank all of them. No, we want to thank all of our beautiful Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/Indiana Jones Minute. These people are not just listening with their ears, they're listening with their hearts and their wallets, I guess. But yeah, no, they're helping keep the show going, and we want to thank them by name because they're awesome, and they have crazy names like 2-1 Beckett. Thank you, 2-1 Beckett.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute, Jared. If you have the pants that have a button over the back pocket, like that you put your wallet in, do you put your wallet in and button the back pocket, or do you leave it unbuttoned?
Pete, what have you known me 30 years? Yeah. Now, to be fair, when I did meet you, I did have pants with a button over the back pocket.
Yeah. And I don't remember if you buttoned. Actually,
what do you think? Am I a guy who buttons? Do I button? No, I don't.
Actually, I don't know if I've ever seen you button anything. Like Jerry always wears a t-shirt and in like a long sleeve Ralph Lauren polo shirt over the top of like a flannel shirt over the top, and the buttons are never, ever, ever, ever buttoned.
Occasionally, but rarely. You're right. I'm not a big.
Like if he's going to a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll button to the second to last one.
Well, all right. Real quick here, Tommy. You, like I'd say about 30 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, cargo pants became in vogue. And you swore by them because you had all of a sudden you magically, like one morning, woke up to 2 extra large pockets to the right and left of your knees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you ever go back?
I mean, I'm not wearing them right now. I'm wearing just regular khakis right now. I don't have to have the cargo pants, but I do like, these days you have a phone, you have keys, you have a mask, you have a wallet, you got all this stuff. You got a yo-yo, you got a slingshot.
Yes. You used to put all this stuff in your pants. That's right.
Yeah. So
do you still
having
do
that extra room is nice. Yeah.
What is in your cargo pocket by your knee?
If I were wearing cargo pants, I'm a creature of habit. I would have my phone in my left, extra cargo pocket, my keys in the adjacent regular pocket, and then in the right-hand regular pocket, I have my wallet. And then, I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. No, I have the wallet in the cargo pocket on the right, and then, God, what's in that pocket? I ran out of stuff.
But
these days it's my mask. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you have to reach down? I've never had cargo pants. Do you have to reach down farther? Like to
I
get to that side pocket?
I just shimmy to the side a little bit. I do just
so every time you get your phone out, you're kind of throwing your back out a little bit.
No. I'm getting a nice little extra bonus minor stretch. It's nice if you do it right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very subtle.
And
I
Pete,
look cool doing it.
You are kind of live a sleek and simple film noir type of life that I hate to tell you this. There's about 15% metrosexual in there. And
15.
I just, you want to raise it a little bit? I mean, you probably do button
Is
the back
metrosexual
pocket.
Even still a thing?
No.
Yeah, I do button that pocket.
Yeah.
It's like 1998.
And why do you?
Well, security. Like I feel like my wallet is less likely to be stolen if it's buttoned.
But either your pocket has to be huge or your wallet has to be really small.
See, I don't
Yeah,
use the back pockets at all for that reason.
I've never had the benefit of a giant wallet.
Mine's huge, but it's not like cash money or anything. It's just like, my Pirates
Credit
Cove
cards,
membership
checks.
card.
Well, I don't have. You guys know I don't carry a wallet. I have a rubber
We
band
know.
with credit cards.
You used to always have that like Velcro one.
I did when I lived in.
Mhm.
You know what? When I lived in Colorado, it made sense because it had like a yin and a yang patch on it,
Mhm.
and it was perfect. I got it at Narayan shop in Boulder, so like I did have that Velcro one, but that was difficult too. I never put it in the back pocket because they say you get sciatica.
Mhm.
And because you're sitting on a fat wallet, and then if you put it in your front pocket, it's okay, but it's big. And one day, my friend we were playing pool, and he took what was his wallet out, I guess an ad hoc wallet, and it was a rubber band with just cards and like a little bit of money if he wanted. And
you're
I was like,
rubber band?
yeah. And it was so small, like it was razor thin, and it did everything he needed, and he put it down, and I was like, oh my God. And he goes, I hate wallets. This is perfect. And it changed my life. It was about 20 years ago.
No, see, I've always been a very sleek wallet guy. Like I even went on, like I did research to find this, like the thinnest wallet. And
Wow.
like I keep my transit pass, like a credit card, a driver's license, and my health card. And I think that's about it.
There you
A little
go.
bit of cash. But
Yeah.
the one moment that's always a little iffy is like all of the, like the trains here, the buses, you have to scan your transit pass on the scanner. And I always just scan my wallet, but I always like there's always that moment like it's a very vulnerable moment. Like if someone could just reach over and be like, "Yoink."
No, yeah.
No, interesting.
Do you think those chains on wallets have ever stopped any? Like, do you think anyone's ever been stealing a wallet and the chain has stopped them? Like when people use those wallet chains?
I wonder if it's
It
prophylactic.
might just be a deterrent,
Yeah.
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 That somebody's like, oh, I'd love to steal it from that guy on a Harley, and then with 2 shotguns sawed off,
Yeah.
and then they see the chain and they're like, oh, shucks.
It's just not worth it.
Or do you think is anybody like, oh, there's his wallet, and they're like, do it, and like the guy's ass gets pulled to the east. Like, oh, hey, man, sorry. He's like holding his wallet, but it's attached to the guy's jeans.
But see, that's tough for you, Jared, because if you're standing at the urinal, someone could just like reach down on the floor and grab the wallet and like
That's
they'd be
right.
dragging
You
you
wouldn't
along
even
with the
know.
chain by your ankles.
Your ankles aren't that sensitive. Picture that, everybody.
Yeah.
I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we did thank one person. We got that going for us. We thanked 2-1 Beckett. And we also want to thank Andrew with 2 A's and Temba, their arms open.
Nice.
One of these, you guys are going to watch that one of these days. You're going to love it. We want to thank Airport.
The weird thing,
Oh.
I'm sure I've seen it because I saw all of the original Next Generation shows, but I just don't remember any because I saw them when they were on.
Yeah, yeah.
That was like 50 years ago.
It's a really good one.
We were in
Dharma.
college then, weren't we?
Yeah,
Sure.
I think I watched them
For a
right
lot of
after
it.
college. Like I think I
Okay.
went through a spree where I just watched them all on cable.
Yeah, those are the days.
Yeah.
I'm stuck watching that original show over on ABCDTOS for all your original Star Trek alphabetical needs. There, I got that in. We also want to thank Airport Wonders. When you think cereal, what cereal comes to mind?
Oh,
Apple Jacks.
Oh, that's a great answer.
yeah.
I might have to say like something boring like Cheerios or like Frosted, Corn Flakes.
Hmm.
Like
Let's
just
see,
really
what's the
normal-
one with the bear? Is it sugar?
Spare me a box of Super Golden Crisp. It's got
Yeah,
the
just Super Golden Crisp.
Yeah,
That's what,
yeah.
that's what I think of.
I have a kid now, so I'm like paying attention to like, the delicious nutrients of all those different cereals and stuff. And it turns out like, Honey Nut Cheerios is about as awful as like Lucky Charms. in
Oh,
terms
that
of
I knew.
Sugar and
Yeah.
stuff.
That
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
knew. Yeah, because
But then like the sugary like cinnamon or vanilla or blueberry checks are usually a couple of grams fewer sugar than
is that right?
other things. Yeah. Check that
you
out.
know, for a while I kind of I wouldn't say I gave up sugar, but I kept it. You know, I shied away from it for a while, and still generally do. I allow a few treats and indulgences, but I remember the day I was like, Honey Nut Cheerios, let me try this, and I tasted it, and I mean, it was like it was like a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
your body knows after a while, like if you kind of don't have it
What are
for
you
a while.
doing?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's like multi-grain, great for your heart, you know.
Right.
And you're just
Part
like,
of this complete breakfast. As long as you have breakfast, and this is part of it.
Yeah.
Make yourself an actual breakfast, and then have some of this on the side. That's a
some
complete
of this
breakfast.
on top. No, it's like you know when your toes start disappearing from diabetes,
Right.
you go,
It's
well,
funny when
that B was lying.
Yeah.
When we were in Sri Lanka a couple years ago, we stayed at it was a hotel resort kind of thing for one night, and it was Ayurvedic, and I knew very little about Ayurveda. And so we got there, and I knew like everything was vegetarian or whatever, but I didn't know much more. And they had a buffet, and we got some tea, and I remember I asked the person, "Do you have any sugar?"
Mhm.
And like the entire place just went, like everybody stopped like mid bite and looked.
That's
up at me.
amazing.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Well, here in the States, you have to like specify if you were to like iced tea, like please unsweetened, no sugar, please God.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Don't ruin my iced tea, please.
yeah.
I just want iced tea.
Oh no, iced tea should never have sugar.
Right. I mean, I can add some. Sometimes I used to in my carefree youth, but just a good straight iced tea with nothing in it.
Mm,
Delectable.
yep.
You know, they put marshmallows in Fruit Loops now. You can get Fruit Loops with marshmallows.
Are you serious?
Really?
My son and I were at the grocery store and we stood in that aisle for like maybe 10 minutes, just like wordlessly looking at it and just like holding hands and just like, one of these days, son. I know we shouldn't. We don't need that, right? We don't need that. Nobody needs that. But someday.
Well, could you make I don't. I mean, marshmallows don't grow on a tree like fruit does.
That's true. That's it. I think that's what's so magical about it. Wait, how did something as fake as marshmallows get mixed in with all
It's
that
like
fruity
what
goodness?
is it? It's like fruit and horse hooves or whatever.
Right. Yeah. It's a pelican or toucan beaks.
Wait, what is marshmallow made out of?
Horse hooves. It's like
It is,
gelatin,
isn't it?
isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Or something.
it's
yeah.
something
Sugar,
like that.
water, and gelatin.
Ugh.
Yeah, there you go. Horse
I guess it
hooves.
sort of grows on a tree. Well, I guess it's sugar stalk. I guess it's not a
The
tree.
sugar could, yeah, that part.
Everything's natural, man. It's all from the earth eventually.
Well, horse
All
hooves,
right.
go back to it. All right, who's third?
We we have more than 3 people. We also want to thank Brady. And we want to thank Brent from the even more wretched hive of scum and villain. What could he be talking about? We also want to thank Brian and Carson, and Chewy has a barrow in the marketplace. Mala is the singer in a band. And we want to thank Chris. Go Indiana Jones Minute. Please do Casablanca next.
Oh,
He's
somebody
been pushing for that for years.
Yeah,
he really
yeah.
is that.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. So
Oh, we
see,
should totally
that'd
do
be
it
a good
then.
reason to do it.
Yeah.
all right,
Because
well,
I've
what
seen
the
it, but I
hell?
don't like know it.
Yeah.
so
Oh,
it'd
I
be
love
good.
that movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course you do, Pete. You and your hatch, with your buttoned up back pocket.
Hey, speaking of
Chained
Hatch,
together.
are you a Hatch chili fan?
Wait,
It's
what's
the-
happening?
They're the New Mexico, like in New Mexico, they have these famous peppers.
Oh yeah,
wow.
They're like
Okay.
scientifically engineered, and
Oh God.
they're called Hatch chilies.
I know. I
all we
know
need.
of it. I don't know if I could say I know enough to say if I'm a fan or not. I know.
Oh, I love
Like
them.
when they're famous for the red and the green sauce, right?
Yeah, they
New
have. You
Mexico?
can get stuff Christmas style. It's half red, half green. But
Yeah.
yeah, they're made with their special peppers, and they're incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. Are they special, like crazy hot, or just
No, I mean they
flavorful?
You can get hot or not that hot, but they're just they have a sort of a very distinct flavor.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm in.
yeah.
Actually, you know what? Somebody asked me this the other day. Name a state that does not get ridiculed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Name
mean,
a state that is not, on some level, made fun of.
people could make fun. I mean, I was going to
New
say New
Hampshire?
York, but when you think of New York, you're actually just talking about New York City, and
Yeah.
people might complain about New York City or something, like if they're cool
No, they make
LA
fun of it.
people
I
or
mean,
something.
certain people make fun of New York City, New
Yeah.
York all the time as a state. That's one of the staples.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not
but,
saying I do. I'm just saying you do hear a lot of people make fun of New York.
Yeah.
I guess as a state or as a city.
This is
I
either.
think,
Well,
yeah,
people
I
in
think,
New York City will often make fun of New York State.
Sure. Yeah.
That's true, actually. But I thought it was a great question, and I was like,
Mhm.
I
New
think
Hampshire. Does anyone make fun of New Hampshire?
yes, they do, because it's all
Oh.
live through your, live through
Oh,
your
yeah,
die.
yeah,
Don't
yeah.
tread on us.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
have tax. Get the hell out of
Yeah.
here. They do a lot of that stuff.
Buy an antique or get out.
Rhode Island.
Actually, hey,
No, but they just make fun of it for being small.
I know
Yeah.
people forget about Rhode
Yeah.
Island.
that's
so
true.
they don't even
That's
bother.
why they don't make fun of it. See, we
Vermont,
just
you
made
make
fun of
fun
it
of
now.
for all the inns or bed and breakfasts.
Yeah, right. It's
You
just
don't
too
hear,
charming.
or like, do people make fun of Delaware?
I was thinking that, but they do because of all the credit card stuff.
Because all the credit cards sell a
Yeah.
little bit. Well, then, but see, what got me thinking is like New Mexico. I don't hear a ton of people making fun of New Mexico. Yeah.
That's interesting.
And there's one look. Everybody makes fun of California. They make fun of Texas. They make fun of Mississippi. They make fun of Florida. They make fun of New York. They make fun of,
Yeah.
Indiana. They make fun of Illinois. They make fun of,
But
there's
how
a
many
lot of
places?
things.
Like I was going to
Washington.
say Colorado. Do people make fun of Colorado?
Yeah, they especially did after they legalized marijuana.
Okay, so that's the thing though. Like if you're making fun of Colorado for that, aren't you really just making fun of people who smoke pot or who are into it? And then by that, couldn't you also be making fun of any number of other states, especially now? It seems like if you're making fun of a state, a lot of the times it's like you're making fun of a certain kind of person who lives there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's sort
but
of
that
what
certain
you're
kind
making
of person
fun
probably
of.
also lives in other places too.
Oh,
though.
people totally make fun of New Mexico.
They
Oh,
do?
they?
Like the whole New Age, like the Santa Fe thing.
I kind of thought about
Yeah.
that a little bit. Yeah, it's hard. Like Hawaii.
Who would make fun of Hawaii? They do nothing but make
I
cool
don't
cop
know.
shows and
Or like
surf
Maine.
and-
Do people make fun of Maine?
I was gonna say Maine, but I'm sure there's I don't know. I mean, is making fun of the same as complaining? Like, people could be like, oh, whatever. I don't know.
See, exactly. What are you going
What
to
if
make
they
fun
go
of?
all whatever?
Like
That was my point.
a lobster?
Yeah.
Like a
I don't know.
fisherman, a lighthouse? Or you're just going to think that, maybe people think that, there aren't a lot of big towns in Maine. So maybe that's what people
Right.
make
If you're
fun
like
of in
going to
Maine.
complain
Yeah.
about like rural backwoods, bumpkins or something.
Yeah,
Again,
I guess.
you could be making fun of a
But
bunch
you're
of
gonna,
different places.
yeah, but that's just it. People, I don't know. Maybe in New England they do. I don't know. But I feel like there's plenty of other states that come before that on the make fun of list than Maine.
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah, Maine's
That
I
is.
didn't have an answer. That's why I asked.
I
I
know.
was like, maybe New Mexico, maybe.
See, like
And
as
then I
we're
was like-
thinking about this, I'm thinking like, gosh, there's so many great places in this country, and they're
Yeah.
all so annoying in their own way.
Well, I have to say, Rhode Island was pretty, or Delaware. But because Rhode Island, you're like, yeah, as if you count.
Yeah,
You're like,
Yeah.
but nobody really says that about Rhode Island.
I don't know if anyone knows anything about Rhode Island.
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
It's a
I don't even know if it
little
exists.
Wakanda hamlet.
Is it?
over
This
there.
is gonna. I mean, I'm not sure. Is it full? Is it actually an island?
No one knows.
I should probably look that up and be.
I don't
It's gonna
think
be one of
change
those
the
things where it's gonna
subject.
be like, oh well, it's 500 yards of water between here and here.
Yeah.
Who's fourth?
Oh,
Is there even an island in Rhode Island? I guess there probably is.
I don't know. Long Island is definitely an island. Manhattan
Yeah.
is basically an island.
Yeah.
But Rhode Island? I don't know. Now I'm weirded out because I don't think it's an island. In my gut, I'm going to say Rhode Island is not an island. Now I'm all weirded out. Oh well, I don't want to go on with this.
Yeah.
But I will.
New Jersey. No one ever would ever make fun of New Jersey.
New Jersey is Teflon. Nothing touches New Jersey. We also want to thank Cubs fan. We want to thank Dan, and Darth Patreonis asks, what's the better sequel? Empire, Con, Aliens, or Road Warrior?
Wait. Empire, Con, Aliens, or Road Warrior. Wow.
See, one of those I can dismiss immediately. And
But
the
to
other
me,
three
it's
are
not
a
even
really
a question.
nice race.
Like it's 100% Empire.
I have no problem with
Although I
saying
mean,
Empire,
well,
but
the difference is though is Khan is probably, as much as I love the original motion picture, Khan is probably a better movie.
yeah, it's
So
hard
that
to
might,
argue.
in that sense, it might be better because it's a better movie than its predecessor.
Right. Is that at the heart of this question? Like, what is an example of a sequel that is better than its predecessor?
Or just which of those is the best of
Or
the,
which of these of that
compared to
category
each
is the
other.
best one?
Yeah.
I don't think that Aliens is better than Alien, first of all. And I like Aliens a lot, but it's way at the bottom of this list right here.
I've never seen Aliens.
It's good. It's really good. But Empire Strikes Back, Wrath of Khan, and The Road Warrior are like, that's why we're here. That's why we're here on this earth trying to be kind to each other because of movies like that.
Yeah, that kind of thing to me is, I mean, no, I'd go with Empire and then the Road Warrior. I saw Wrath of Khan like when I was on Showtime, like 40 years ago,
Mhm.
and then
Taking a break from trying to like peer through the scrambled Cinemax.
Yeah.
yeah,
I've been electrocuted 5 times. I give up. I'll just watch Wrath of Khan. I want to kill myself. I will say about Wrath of Khan, like, I mean, yeah, I honestly don't know if I can say which is better, Empire or Wrath of Khan or the Road Warrior. Road Warrior is so cool.
It is really cool.
Like, even as part of this conversation, it's so far removed from all of that. It's like, okay, yeah, go do your sequels or whatever. I'm the Road Warrior. I'm doing this.
I've never seen that one either.
I'm the Ayatollah of rock and roll. You've never seen the Road Warrior?
Really?
Oh
No,
my
I've
God.
only seen Thunderdome and the Fury
Oh,
Road.
holy smokes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd be curious to see what you think of that.
Yeah.
We're going to make you watch it. Empire is the most complicated one because as we've been talking about, it's like, yes, we love the Empire Strikes Back. I would never give it up, except wouldn't it be cool if Empire never existed and there's only Star Wars? Wouldn't that be great? Like, it's like Wrath of Khan isn't complicated like that.
I also
It's
feel
just
like
really
you either have to be like a Captain Aubrey fan or a Star Trek fan to really enjoy
Yeah.
Wrath of Khan. Whereas
That's true.
I think Empire has a more natural audience, just
That
like a
could be.
wider audience, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. We've gotten nowhere. We haven't answered Jerry's question about which state sucks the most or which of these movies is the best.
But I did find out, is Rhode Island a true island? Well, technically speaking, Rhode Island is an island. It's officially known as the state of Rhode Island and Providence Plantations.
They took that out. They
Is
changed
an
that this
island.
year.
Yeah. However,
They took out the plantation part this year.
there's
Oh.
now the full name, which is commonly known as Rhode Island, one of the popular islands.
Wait, so it is an island?
Ah, wait a minute. Now
It's not an
here's where the
island.
internet.
Oh.
Yeah, the internet's getting weird on me.
The internet's getting weird, says Jerry Porter. Watch out, everybody.
It was a merger of two settlements. All right. Anyway, who's fifth?
All right. Well, it's a tie. It's between Dave and Dave.
Hey,
We want to thank them both.
All right.
And we also want to thank Death Star, attack, we're going to die right now. And we also want to thank Guy Wearing Headphones and Doris and Earth, Wind, Dew, and Fire. Oh, I got to say, I told you guys this. We got a, since we all have to like hibernate in our homes and hunker down, we got an Oculus Quest 2 recently. And as everyone knows, the best game on that is Beat Saber, which is a kind of like, Guitar Hero sort of thing. Like this music's coming at you, these blocks are coming at you in time with the music, and you got these two basically lightsabers, and it's like a nice aerobic thing, and you're going nuts and everything, and you can now hook it up to a thing and like download your own songs and stuff that other people have done for it. And Earth, Wind and Fire's September is maybe the most joyous and awesome thing to be doing in these stressful times. It's really, really awesome and cool. Yeah, you feel alive doing that. I recommend it. Check it out. We also want to thank Eric. We want to thank Fables of Falbus. We want to thank Febo for Mando 8765, all the canon cartoons R1 solo. There's no 3 in there, and there's no 9. Interesting. Strong words, Febo.
Yes.
I like that 8 is way up there. Mandalorian is really good. Gosh, we've been talking a lot about Sand People, and there's like a whole Sand People heavy episode recently on that show.
Oh,
it's interesting.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first 2 episodes and never watched any after that.
All right. Well, it's there waiting for you.
Yeah.
We also want to thank Father David. We want to thank George Leroy Tire Biter. Speaking of Father David, he enjoyed that reference as well. Some more George Leroy Tire Biter fans came out of the woodwork on the crusade. We also want to thank Hillary. And I used to bullseye womp rats in my T16 back home. That is no need for alarm. And Indy 5, James Mangold has not yet accepted my LinkedIn request. LOL. One of these days. Stay tenacious. We want to thank it's Jonathan.
Yeah.
And Jasmine and Jay from Deep Blue Sea, the podcast. And Jeff and John and Joshua and Exorable Tash and Ken and Kevin and Lori and Mark. And Mark Meeting You asks, if C-3PO forgot how much he hates space travel, what else can droids forget?
Wow.
Oh.
Okay,
Wow.
let me posit this. Him being a protocol droid, I'm wondering if he's just throwing that out there sort of as to kind of sort of blend in or keep the conversation going.
Oh,
a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah. He's
Like he
kind of
doesn't have an opinion about space travel. It's just like
he's
how's
just
the
sort of
weather
saying-
today?
Yeah,
They're all
exactly.
sitting down at a table together.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They don't know each other super well. He's trying
Yeah.
to mix it up.
He's
Hey,
just,
yeah.
exactly. Like, oh, how's the weather? Or,
Yeah.
those are wonderful cufflinks you have.
Yeah,
I just read
flew
in the New
from-
Yorker that I hate space travel. What do you think?
But what's weird if, following my own line of thinking there, I go, but why is he always so damn negative?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
he's a total killjoy. He just
Mhm.
brings it down. Oh, I've forgotten how much I hate space travel. Oh yeah,
This
now I'm thinking
blows.
about it. Yeah, exactly.
Do you think that's like he has a dial it's like a setting that you can
Oh,
say
maybe.
positive and negative. You can sort of choose.
Wow,
And that got
that's
busted
really
when the
interesting.
Jawas grabbed him. So now he's
Wow.
just stuck in
Yeah.
bitter milk toast.
Well, that would be interesting to bitter milk toast. It would be interesting. Be interesting to see like what his sort of inconsequential banter is. Is it always negative, or is it's for some reason, with the possible exception, he says like, I guess that's not inconsequential, but he's like, excuse me, sir, I think you'll find that droid over there is, I've worked with him before. He's like sticking up for R2.
Mm-hmm.
That's really
That's a positive move.
Yeah, but that's manipulative.
Has he ever had a good day? Like, has he ever had a day where at the end of the day he's lying down, he's like, this was a nice day. I really enjoyed today.
I hope so. I like old
I hope so
3PO.
too, but I it's hard for me to picture him saying that.
No, I only think like maybe at the very end of Star Wars where they're all getting their medals and R2 rocks back and forth and C-3PO's like golden and glistening.
Yeah.
In the
He's
back,
had
I'm like-
another oil bath.
Yeah.
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 All is right with the world.
I'd
Yeah,
say
that's probably
right
true.
there is probably his day where he feels that way.
Mhm.
Or do you think
know.
do you think he feels pretty good a lot of the time, but the negativity is just sort of his defense mechanism? Like that's just sort of how he
Yeah, like
kind
he
of
kind of
keeps a gruff exterior to not be
he,
vulnerable
like,
to people.
exhales negativity to
Yeah.
sort of
Mhm.
get it out of his system and also blow away whatever negative solar wind is coming his direction. He fights negativity with with exhaling his own negative thoughts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
he
actually,
prob-
just to answer Mark's question, like droids can forget anything as long as you wipe their minds for them, which apparently happened to 3PO at some point.
Oh yeah.
That's dark.
I thought no, I didn't think it. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to
All
talk
right.
about that.
Well, then let's thank Matt, and also Matt, and Matthew, and Michael, and Mom to Remy and Drew, and Natalie, and Natsuki Best Doki. And Neil asks, Neil
Scared.
asks, no, this is pretty solid. This is good and fair and interesting. What was your favorite Sean Connery role?
Oh, that's an excellent question.
That is a really good question because I immediately have an answer, but then I'm like, oh, but what about that?
Let me
Oh,
guess.
what
Let me
about
guess.
that?
Let me guess. Is your answer The Untouchables?
I thought of The Untouchables, and it's fantastic. He's awesome in that. But I really, really love him in the Anderson tapes. You guys haven't seen the
you were
Anderson
talking
tapes?
about it.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. It's just like a heist movie from like 71 or something. And it's awesome.
My Sean Connery is Swiss cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too.
I would probably say The Untouchables, although I would say that's a half baked answer.
It's a little easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
But what about Time Bandits?
Wow.
That's bittersweet. He still
Yeah.
has to see that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Time Bandits is the sort of thing you're kind of like, you come away from Time Bandits going, don't touch it, it's evil. Don't touch it,
Right,
it's
this is
evil.
ringing in your ear.
Yeah, it's just, and you're kind of like, should I watch Time Bandits? And you're like, don't touch it, it's evil.
It's evil.
Yeah, you're like, you almost want to just, you see Time Bandits, like, I could play this right now, but it's smoldering in the little toaster oven, and maybe I'll walk
something's
away.
wrong with my VCR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he is great in that, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I got one for that. Our buddy Brett Stillo might like. Hell Drivers.
Oh my God. I don't know Hell Drivers.
Yeah, I don't know that either.
There's my Swiss cheese showing.
we have a thing every year here called Noir City where they show it's like 10 nights of film noir at the Castro Theater, and it's awesome because this theater seats a couple thousand people and it's packed, and they show the old they play The Wurlitzer organ beforehand and everything. But one of the years they played Hell Drivers, and it was like a UK. It was a little late for noir, but it's kind of a noirish film from the late 50s, like kind of a truck driver heist crime film, and he was in that.
Man.
And it was weird because he doesn't have like a huge role.
Yeah.
Well, in Time Bandits,
that sounds
well,
cool.
it's Time Bandits. He's only in probably for 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he's like a movie. It's like,
Yeah.
the point is that he's Sean Connery, kind of.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that movie. I want to watch that again. We also want to thank Nicholas and None Believable, and Orange Bee Cooper, and Patrick, and Pella, and Pete. Go to catandshawn.org/jokes. I'll let you do that on your own, Pete, because I like to be surprised sometimes by a nice joke. My mind could use the exercise.
I like how he says Pete because he knows he's the only one who can read.
Because I donked it up last time, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here. All right, jokes. Another two-parter. What did Tarzan say when he saw the elephants coming over the hill?
Wait a minute.
Look at all those grapes.
I know. This is gonna. I've been sitting on this for 2 weeks. Oh my God.
What did Tarzan say when he saw the elephants coming over the hill?
Is it dumb? And the answer is, That's just like what he says.
The answer is, here come the elephants over the hill.
Thank God it wasn't dumb.
But there's a second part.
Okay. Here's where it gets dumb.
What did Tarzan say when he saw the elephants coming over the hill wearing dark glasses?
Oh, come on. Don't make me do this.
Who the hell are those guys?
You're close.
Okay.
He said nothing because he didn't recognize them.
It wasn't dumb.
That was good fun.
Yeah.
Yep. Sean was telling me he bought a book of elephant jokes.
Wow.
You don't
Yeah.
say.
It all makes sense now. It's all
Yeah.
falling into place.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I made up another joke. My last
Uh-oh.
joke failed so bitterly, but I made up another joke.
I still don't get your last.
Or
joke,
it's
but-
dumb because I only have the punchline and I have to come up with a joke for it. I'll just make up a stupid joke. And again, if it fails, I'm just going to bleep the punchline. Or I'll bleep the setup if it fails. That'll be funnier. Okay. What should I just, this is so stupid. So stupid. Who is the Aztec god of sex? Quetzalcoatlus. All right. I'll bleep both. I'll bleep the setup and the punchline, if it could be called that. All right. Moving right along. Pork Snorter House. Save me, Pork Snorter House. I want this joke buffed with a fine chamois. I want it now. Chop chop.
Tommy, you're so much funnier when you're not joking.
See, when I apply myself, it all falls to pieces. That's why I don't apply myself. All right. To hell with you all. We also want to
I
thank
enjoyed it.
Runebutt. Thank you. Thank you. You're going to wake up in the middle of the night like laughing your head off. Quetzalcoatlus. All right. Runebutt, Techno Union rep. Thank you. I'm sure he's laughing. And so is Sasha, and so is Scott. And Scott Roseanne almost drove off the road. He was laughing so hard. Thank you, Scott. And we also want to thank Sean and Steve and Stina and our old buddy Sully Baseball
Yeah.
and Tears for Veers and the Carlisles. They have an Oculus Quest too, you know.
Hey,
Ooh.
Carlisle's.
Maybe we
I
could do
hope they're-
2-player Beat Saber September Earth, Wind, and Fire. I don't know how that works.
I wonder if it's snowed yet.
Oh.
It has. Yeah, they posted
Yeah.
pictures like 2 weeks ago of snow.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I actually I did see that. It looked
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh, you know what I should do when it gets released? I might go up there and kidnap their dog.
Oh, their
I like the
dog
pictures
is
of their
so
dog,
cute.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell them I said that because I want it to be a surprise. I want them to be heartbroken when they wake up in the morning and their dog's gone. But I'm going to give them a good home. It's going to be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I like that you refuse to get a dog, but you want to steal somebody else's.
Yeah.
I'll steal a dog, sure. Somehow less responsibility that way.
Just trying to add more trauma to Sam when he finally does get his
Oh.
dog.
Sorry, we got to give him back. I committed a crime, son.
And
If you think that's bad, I'm going to prison.
yeah, I'm going to prison. But there's a baked potato in the microwave.
Yeah, knock yourself out. Oh my God. All right. We also want to thank the Wilder Ride, and we want to thank the Sac News,
Yeah.
and we want to thank Tierney, aka One Steel Sister, and Tim and Timmy Bricks, and Tom and Trinko has been and always shall be your patron. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, that's
That's nice.
I got a
nice.
tear in my eye.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me
Hey.
cry, Trinko. Stop it. And we also want to thank. See, that makes me think the Wrath of Khan is.
Yes, I was just wondering, is he voting Wrath of Khan?
Yeah. I'm
I guess
almost
he's just
positive he is.
so sick of all these Star Wars. I guess that's his
See?
answer.
Yeah. No one ever got sick of a Star Trek. Those are exciting. We also want to thank Vibrant Visionaries with Heidi Bennett
Hey,
and Wendy. And when y'all nugless, I scratch my Pete. And I don't use
Woohoo.
the flap. I go right over the
Oh.
old farm barn door thing.
I love when Pete gets disgusted. It's so satisfying.
It is. And we also want to thank Zaction.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we want to thank Zaxon. Zax
Backs
off.
I like that.
All right. Thank you, one and all. Jerry, Pete, thank you guys. This
Thank
has
you,
been
Tom.
enjoyable. And guess
Yes.
what? We're not even done. We haven't even started talking about Star Wars, which we're going
Wow.
to do now. Enjoy. Where do we leave off?
No, which we're going to do now. That's it.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Speaking of R2, do you think R2 likes having to lie down on his side?
He's backwards
Like-
according to the Kenner deal.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
had a little peg in the back of
Yeah,
the
the
seat
back of the
that his
seat.
foot would stick into. Yeah.
That I just am gonna say that's bananas. I had no idea. Like he's supine.
Yeah.
But it's like, what else are you gonna do?
I don't
But he
know.
climbs
He's just
down
like,
later
Stick
by
him on
himself.
there.
well, but C-3PO's sitting there.
Mm-hmm. Well, he can. He's got
Yeah.
legs.
It's just
that bend
really,
that way, I
it's
guess.
really awkward and strange looking.
But if he
Yeah.
were sitting up, he'd just blow right off.
Right.
Well, why
Just
doesn't
topple
Ben
standing
give
up.
him the seat?
Yeah, just toss him in there upside down.
That'd be awesome.
Or you could sit on Ben's lap or
He's just
something.
standing there, like you have to be standing on the seat because his legs don't go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good questions.
Why did they stop on that cliff just to check out Mos Eisley? They probably had to pee or something. And
Yeah,
like,
there's
oh,
like a
by the way,
7-Eleven
pull over
there.
here. I can show you Mos
Yeah.
Eisley. We don't want to go there, but we have to.
It's weird how much it looks like Palm Springs without the trees.
I was gonna say, Pete, is this Zabriskie Point? Is
It
it
could be.
in Death Valley?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like it could be.
I mean, you and I went on our famous southwestern trip to Death
Yeah.
Valley to
Famous.
I thought you were going to
Yeah.
say honeymoon.
our famous. It was like a honeymoon of sorts.
Kinda, yeah.
Aw.
Where we went
You
and we
two.
checked out some of the Death Valley, some of the places
Yeah.
they filmed Star Wars. I wonder where that is. That shot. It does look like Palm Springs. It kind of looks like, yeah, like you're looking out over like I don't know, San Jacinto or.
I think that
Zabriskie-
whole thing is a painting, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's a map.
Is
that
that
entire
right?
thing a map
Okay.
painting?
It's
Yeah.
interesting though, there are no trees. Like, because when you look down at Palm Springs from the mountain, it's just like this oasis of green palm trees.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
And then when you look down on here, it's just brown.
Yeah. Well, they got booze, I guess.
It
Some
looks like
huts.
what was that? What was that town we drove through in Nevada, Jerry? Pahrump.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's kind of
It's like not a single tree. It's just like it looked kind of like Mos Eisley.
Oh yeah, yeah. Pahrump. You know what? Pahrump has like exploded. The population of Pahrump has exploded because I think somewhat because Las Vegas did pretty well. And so what is it about 30, I don't know, 45 minutes
Yeah,
from Las
45
Vegas,
minutes or
something,
something, yeah.
like that around there. And it actually I remember reading about it and the population like doubled or tripled in the last, I don't know, 15, 20 years, something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting when you're in Nevada and you look at, back when they used to have those real estate magazines that'd be sitting around. And whenever you look at them and like they'd say for listings in towns like Pahrump or outside of Reno or stuff, they would say like 3 trees on property, 5 trees on property.
Oh.
Because they're so rare. It would list
Real
the number of
trees?
trees.
That's funny.
Is this the greatest line in Star Wars though?
Which
You'll
the
never
wretched
find
hive
a
of
more,
scum
yeah,
and
the
villainy?
wretched time of, or is it clunky?
That's
Or is it
another
both?
one of those lines. You're like, you would read that and be like, oh boy. But then, Alec Guinness says it and you're like, oh my God, that's great.
I wonder if it would have been great if we heard it for the first time now.
I
Maybe
think
it would. I don't
that's a
know.
great line, and I think
Yeah.
Alec Guinness has a
Mhm.
lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see where
Yeah.
it's kind of the reverse. When you read it, it's clumsy, but when Alec Guinness says it, it's kind of not.
Yeah.
You know what's funny that I'm just noticing? They stop and look over the thing at the Mos Eisley down there, and they bothered to take R2 off the back of the thing.
Yeah.
He and 3PO are standing there too. Like R2 had to stretch his legs or something.
And if you look, what's really weird is when he says that, you'll never find a more rugged hibiscus like R2 starts wiggling back and forth.
Yeah.
Boy, scum and villainy.
Yeah, he does.
kind of
It's
town?
really weird.
Let me at him. Hot dog. And then we're in Mos Eisley.
Now we're in
You know
Mos
what's weird?
Eisley. Yeah.
Every single person on the street is dressed like either Han or Luke.
Yeah. But you know what?
But
Yeah. It was the style.
I like that. Actually, I like that that's the local style, and I hate that in all the other movies that became like the Jedi dress, or that became.
That is really weird. Yeah,
Like
never
I
quite
like that this is
understood
just the way these people in this backwater. It's like Cowboy Town. This is how cowboys dressed.
Yeah. Well, it's
And again,
interesting.
it's the 70s.
I was looking,
Yeah.
and they reuse a lot of robots.
Yeah,
Oh,
like there's
yeah,
that
totally.
white and green R2 and
There's-
that mustard
there's the
yellow
mustard yellow
They
R5.
reuse
D4.
Greedo later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that weirds me out. And there's also like there's like the big tall black like enormous vacuum cleaner looking guy in the background.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's a garbage man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Well,
Yeah.
That white and green R2 is badass.
He
though.
is.
That is.
He's
Yeah.
really bad.
So's the mustard R5D4.
What's weird
Gosh,
is
you know what's badass is that this I've never noticed this before. The speeder, you barely see it.
Oh,
It
I
goes
love that
by,
speeder.
like with
Yeah.
the red trim.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it's going by right when their land speeder's pulling up.
Yeah.
It looks really
so
cool.
wait, what's the
Yeah.
first vehicle you see? Is that the thing that's in Luke's garage?
Yeah, I think that's the version of what's
it looks like one of them. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the Mercedes of land speeders.
right.
Like
So-
it's got
They
an
got the new
indoor
one.
But
part.
it's not a convertible. Yeah, it's enclosed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
It's like a sedan.
Yeah.
I hate to. I'm going to mention the prequels again, but you know,
Uh-huh.
of course, they monkeyed around with this sequence a lot, or not even the prequels. I'm sorry, the stupid special editions, which are almost as bad. This scene, which is on every kid's lunchbox in 1977, this image is obliterated by a big like cartoon dinosaur that walks across the screen at this moment.
I hate
Like
that.
they replaced there's like a yellow R5D4 that goes by, and they like replaced it with a big dinosaur guy. It's like you can't see this iconic thing from your
Yeah.
lunchbox from seventh grade
That
or your
sucks.
first grade. Because yeah, thanks guys.
Yeah. No, this original is where it's at. That other stuff
yeah.
is nonsense, and it breaks whatever tension or momentum or
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like fart jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate that. But this
Muy,
one thing
muy.
I like about this is there are like every droid looks like R2 or C3PO or R5D4. Like there are only like 5 or 6 models in the whole galaxy.
Yeah. It's like
And
do you
that's
have an iPhone or an Android.
Yeah, but that makes it feel
one do
so
you have?
dumb that these two specific ones were also built by Darth Vader, and he belonged
God.
to Princess Leia's mom, and
Stop it.
like it just
I don't know.
like that seems to be the antithesis of this scene, which is so nice.
Yeah.
You know what I like about this? Another thing I like are the red shoulder pads.
I love those.
What are
Yeah.
those for? Is that like to hold the rifle against their shoulder, or what? Why do they have those? Is that just like
If
an
you ask
insignia
my
thing?
son, who has made a study of every variant of Stormtrooper and Clone Trooper and everything, like that's like, I don't even remember what it is, but it's like it's a according to him, the orange shoulder thing is a very specific like rank and or job.
Hmm.
And I'm like, well, Sam, it's a sand trooper. And no, but it's like the dude sand. It's like the 4138 sand trooper commander dude. I'm like, I don't know. I think it's just the same. I like the Kenner action figure said sand trooper, so I don't know.
Are these the same guys that slaughtered the Jawas?
That's a
See, I don't know.
excellent question.
It feels like they're covering too much ground for it to only be
Yeah.
like 10 guys.
Yeah, it does. So are they just stationed there, kind of like you would be if you were in the army or something? They're just like, nah.
Or are
it's
they
not-
one of the detachments?
Yeah.
I feel like they're one of the detachments. I
I guess.
Yeah.
feel like there aren't stormtroopers on this planet
Right.
normally.
Right.
Right. Everybody's just looking for those droids.
Yeah.
Right. Well, so when
But no
It's
one.
re-
Oh, go ahead.
when when Ben pulls the Jedi mind trick with the the interrogation stormtrooper, do his coworkers know what's going on?
I had that exact same question. Or like
You're
to
gonna
like
get fired,
afterwards,
dude.
Yeah. There's like
Does
I'll
he-
having a drink later, and like, oh man, Carl lost it today. What's he doing?
Yeah, what? Yeah, or did he pull the mind trick on all of them?
Yeah. I was
Oh,
wondering
that's a
that
good
too.
question.
I
He
assume
got
he.
Luke by accident.
I mean, you only see it's the one guy, and he's like, "These aren't the droids we're looking for," and the other guys are just sitting there, and they're kind
Yeah.
of looking, and so I assume he somehow freezes their brains because otherwise they'd be like, hey man,
Those might actually be.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like why are you
And like
repeating them verbatim?
And do they remember later? Like, does he think back like 10 minutes from now? Like, wait a minute, that was kind of weird. Why didn't I think those were the droids I was looking for? Or is it blocked out of his mind?
Or if it like is he asked later, like tomorrow, like, you know what? They flew out of Mos Eisley, and you were in Mos Eisley on interrogation duty. How did they get through your, And he's like, I don't know.
They said they'd had him for 3 or 4 seasons. That means they couldn't possibly.
I wasn't trying to buy them.
You're right. Yeah. I wanted them to move along.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, I wanted them to move along.
You know
what's really interesting that it's just occurring to me now. The very first force, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to get people angry at me. The very first force power we see in this movie is Vader choking Mahdi, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one we see is Ben, very passively and peacefully. Not blowing the guy up, not knocking him over, just confusing him so that they can get out of a fix. And it's kind of interesting. They're like, okay, we learned about the Force from Ben, and then 10 seconds later, we see a guy choking a guy with his mind. And then a couple minutes later after that, we're like, okay, that's how a Darth Vader uses the Force, but a Ben is just very peaceful about it, and uses it in a non-intrusive, peaceful, friendly way.
But did you ever wonder if Ben is using the Force, this power on Luke to get him to go with him?
Oh my gosh! Well, yeah.
And if he's not, why not?
Yeah, if he's not, why? Yeah, why not? Well, did Ben use the Force in that dragon mimicry?
I don't know.
Again, I don't know why he wouldn't. Why would he make that totally weird, nobody gets it sound?
Maybe he's
to confuse thousands of kids.
1700, 17 years he's been practicing ventriloquism. With the local dragon. What the hell's it called?
Ben, you can do mind tricks. Don't worry about it.
Oh my gosh. I have a question.
Why does C3? Oh, go ahead, Jim.
Well, Pete, I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
Why is this scene forever known as the scene in the cantina? I want to know, have you ever used the word cantina in your life outside of Star Wars?
Yeah, but it's always in a Mexican restaurant themed kind of thing.
Right.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening. What did you say? I'm going to leave the booth, honey, and go to the cantina?
Well, no, as a kid, the Mexican restaurant would always have a bar, and over the top it'd be written cantina. Or the restaurant would be called Jose's Cantina or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because
where do we get the word cantina?
That's what I'm saying.
Why did we start calling it the cantina?
Everybody calls it the cantina scene, right?
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if I know the answer, actually.
It's from the toy, I bet.
Either from the toy or even before that, it might be from the soundtrack record. I think that track is called the Cantina Band or something, or the Cantina.
It must be.
Why did they go with a Spanish name? To me, that's more evidence that it's a Western. When they walk in, there's a bantha tied up like a horse. There's a dewback tied up like a horse, and there are 3 Jawas sitting in the dirt.
Hold
right
up,
outside.
hold
it's
up.
Exactly like a Western.
I'm just gonna say, last night watching this, I noticed those 3 Jawas, and it's awful. They don't move, and if you look on the way in, they're completely dead, and on the way out, they're dead. They're actually like scarecrow Jawas. Those are not real. Yeah, they don't move, and it's super creepy.
You're probably right.
Yeah,
maybe Ben killed them too.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe the stormtroopers just kill them for fun. I don't know.
Their souls went to the where was it? The Well of Souls in Raiders.
Oh yeah.
Ghost on the ceiling.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
One of them died. And
I hate those Jawas out there.
But why doesn't who else hates him is C-3PO?
Mm-hmm.
But why doesn't he show any sympathy or empathy right after he's literally burned several of their brethren, on a pyre?
I think he loved burning them because he hated them for kidnapping them in the first place.
That caused him to hate them even more.
But
maybe he was just no, this one's still alive, and he picked him over and threw him in the fire.
Oops. Yeah. Only sort of alive. Never mind.
Well, I've got another question before they go into the cantina.
Okay.
Does anybody in Mos Eisley have a friend? Because every single person is walking by himself. Like they're all men,
Aw,
That's
and
true.
every single guy's walking completely by himself.
God, that's sad.
You know what I can't figure out? If you look at it on the outside, you're like, it's a lot of robots and it's a lot of humans.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then when you get into the cantina,
Yeah.
it's like maybe 2 or maybe 3 humans. And you're like,
Yeah.
so are all the humans on Tatooine alcoholics? Like, are
Or
they
no.
not allowed to go into the bar?
Oh.
Oh yeah, they've lost their privileges.
Yeah.
Or are they all teetotalers?
Are they all teetotalers? Because if you watch, there's a lot of humans walking around, but they're not
It's
in
all
the
humans,
bar.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a good
that's a
point.
great question. Yeah.
I mean, I guess the real answer is, the movie is saving it as a surprise.
Yeah.
That there's a bunch of weird.
Yeah.
We haven't seen any weird aliens yet. Except
Yeah.
we've seen like a sand person or two.
yeah.
Yeah.
Had you ever noticed R2 shimmying down to the ground by himself from the back of the land speeder?
No, I was just looking at that. Just
That
now.
was
That's
bizarre.
crazy.
I had never noticed
Yeah.
that before. Like
He does. He has a couple of weird shimmying moments in this movie.
yeah.
There's another one coming up in a while.
Also, I love the little pod spaceship parked out front.
Yeah, that is cool. I want that.
Is
I
that
don't
a
know what it
spaceship
is.
or is that like a wagon just to go out to the farm? Like is that
It's like a space treehouse or something. It's like a play set for your kids.
I hope it has AC because that thing, like with those black plastic globe windows, that's got to be sweltering inside
Yeah.
when you first go inside.
Yeah. I think again, not to talk about other movies and stuff, but people should stop trying to do cantina scenes
Yeah,
in Star Wars movies.
yeah,
Like we get that you can make crazy creatures. Like the main reason this scene works is because no one had ever done it before,
and
and you'd never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it was awesome, and it came out of nowhere. You're
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, this movie's great. Look at this. There's a
Yeah.
wolfman. There's
Yeah.
there's a dude with a butt head. There's like a guy with blue eyes, blue skin and red eyes. There's a Dracula.
we start with a beautiful eye alert with Hammerhead.
Wait
His
a
eyes are
minute. Wait a
gorgeous.
minute.
Wait, that's not.
That's not
Hey,
Hammerhead. What's happening?
Get him, Jerry.
What's happening?
You hold him down. I'll knock him out.
Goof, goof, goof. Wait, what?
Oh, you're right. It's not Hammerhead. It's what's his name? It's
Wait,
who's
what
that?
is?
Who that
Yeah,
is.
what do you mean?
It's
What's
just-
his name?
It's just Dude Man.
I
It's,
don't think you ever see that guy ever again.
no, you're
No,
right.
I think that's his only line.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
He's cool,
But
though.
he does have
Yeah, I
beautiful
like him.
eyes.
yeah,
How does he not have an action figure? Or maybe he does.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't see.
How does every single person in here not have an action figure?
Well, so okay, so there's that hairy, abominable snow owl.
I love that. He's got his like that piece
Yeah.
of fabric sticking.
Yeah,
out
I
of his
was
mouth.
gonna say. Okay, so
Right.
he has this tiny appendage, like hanging off his
Yeah.
face, and he scratches it, and it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to know: is that the noise that the appendage makes?
Or is that machine when they enter? Is that like the bell above the door in 7-Eleven?
Yes,
Right. I don't know.
it kind of looks like.
I always thought that was his tooth. That thing. hanging
Yeah, or
down.
like his tongue.
Yeah. Oh,
Or it's
that's
like,
weird.
oh, it's so crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
here's something that I think was crazy. When Luke walks in, does the cantina just have really, really good soundproofing, or does the music not start until Luke walks in? Because it's silent outside, and then the second he walks in, they start up the music.
Yeah.
And it sort of felt like a Vonnegut novel, like the universe revolves around Nick or around Luke. Like it does
Yeah.
nothing starts until he enters the scene.
Right. That's entirely
That's
possible.
yeah, that's entirely possible. You're right.
It's really weird though. Like the music literally starts when he walks in.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Again, that's like, bam, you're in the cantina.
Right.
Look, everybody.
And
Everything's
you know
weird.
what's really great is they spent a ton of time. There's just a lot of shots in the cantina.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, which is
Wolfman.
why. Yeah, the Wolfman, which let's talk about. Tommy, thoughts?
I love the Wolfman.
Yeah.
I love the Wolfman. And
I do too.
he's one of the guys who got replaced in the special
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah.
Now, why is
And you're
that?
like, stop it.
Why do you think he got replaced?
I think he was literally a wolfman mask.
Yeah.
I think they were running out of
Yeah.
creatures and they needed some stuff, and so they threw a wolfman in there. And then at the end of the the end of the
Yeah.
day, but like the end of like 3 or 4 decades later, they're like, you know what? We could do better than a wolfman. And you know what? You
Yeah.
can't do better than a wolfman. The wolfman's great. He's
Like they
awesome.
ran
He's a
it-
wolfman
yeah.
drinking a thing. He's got like a permanent scowl on his face. Like, how does he swallow or keep water in his mouth or anything? He's a wolfman.
There's
You know what else I love that you never ever see again in Star Wars? There are like 8 guys with spacesuits and helmets.
Yeah, I
yeah,
love that.
it's really weird. That one guy
Yeah.
is just wearing a circular helmet.
Yeah.
And you're like,
It's
how's
Buzz
it?
Aldrin.
Yeah, you're like,
He's hanging out in the cantina.
how's he gonna drink his drink?
And even
Right.
the guys not wearing helmets have spacesuits on. Like almost everybody has a spacesuit
Yeah.
on in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This guy does seem like a hammerhead. He feels like he's like he's a hammerhead.
Maybe he's like a teenage hammerhead.
Yeah,
It's
he's
like
like
a
he hasn't
different-
grown the whole hammer yet.
he hasn't.
Yeah. What is better than Hammerhead's voice?
Oh, that where he
Hammerhead's
does that.
If that is his voice, it sounds like,
Like that little
yeah, it
laugh.
sounds like
Yeah.
his radio is busted. It's like
Yeah.
you're not quite getting his signal.
Yeah.
Or something.
Hammerhead is one of the greatest things in the movie because he's
Yeah.
otherworldly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Doesn't make any sense.
you see some other people and you go, oh, that's a space guy. That guy's bipedal, whatever. Sure, it makes sense. You're
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
you see Hammerhead and you go, yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. What am I looking at?
Yeah,
exactly?
what is happening?
Yeah.
But
Please get me out of here.
But this see like everybody wearing spacesuits. This is the one movie that to me feels like a space movie. Like it feels like they're all space travelers in here. You
Yeah.
know, like everyone's got some kind of flight suit on or some kind of space contraption on.
Yeah.
Like even a lot of the aliens.
Yeah. Yeah. They got to be ready to go into space.
Well, there's that
Yeah.
one dude that looks like he's out of the Civil War, but he's like kind of like smoking the hookah.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like sucking on a screwdriver or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get
And then you know what's cool is like the first time you watch this, you see Chewbacca and you're like, oh, look at that weird guy.
Yeah.
He's just like another weird, like
yeah.
screwball in the cantina.
Yeah.
Big monkey looking dude.
What?
And you've got the IG-88 heads.
All right. Yeah.
What is that?
Making hooch.
Like, what's the story? The little drama that unfolds where that orange worm thing plays peekaboo with the Wolfman.
Yeah. I don't know. But the Wolfman's not having it.
Or is he happy? Like I wondered which one. Like
There
Yeah.
you are.
yeah.
There's the guy.
Like maybe he
I
showed up
didn't know
with.
where you were.
Maybe he's like,
penis
no, let's
man."
meet at 3:00 at the cantina.
Yeah, where is it?
Yeah, he's like waiting
It's
around. He
like-
can't find him. And the worm thing comes up like a periscope. He's like, hey,
Made you look,
you made it.
buddy.
Yeah.
That's what's so great about this. Is just like every part is just fun. Like every part of it
Yeah.
makes you smile. Like the cute little squeaky guy getting his Tupperware drink,
Yeah.
like that Tupperware cup,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's like it's
My
so
aunt and
big,
uncle
he has to
had
put
those glasses.
both
It was so
hands on
cool.
him. Yeah,
What's weird is I noticed his glass is actually a glass that's half empty.
Oh.
Like they give him a cup, but his liquid isn't. There's not that much liquid in his glass, and I wonder if that's
Yeah.
indicative. Like, is that an insult? You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
Also,
like
like
that's
you
all
know
you
you
can
can't
take,
handle
little
more
fella.
than
Yeah.
this. You're gonna have to pee in 10 minutes.
exactly. We're gonna be
Pace yourself, little
sweeping you off the floor, you little Stegosaurus. Like, you know, because he gives him a big glass, but there's only like a third of it as liquid.
Do you think that the cute guy though, is he a kid or is he a full grown adult? Like that gets the half glass.
Yeah, like, well, there does seem to be, you know, restrictions on who can enter the cantina.
Yeah,
So I think he does seem to be. I don't think he's a kid.
yeah. I don't, well, how like it's. I'm surprised Luke can go in. Like no one's asking for Luke's ID. Like, hey, you're not 18.
Well, okay, so here's one of the things that we you know, I don't know. These things are too big. Tommy, you're gonna have to cut this out.
All
All
right.
right. Wait, because we had we ran out of like the next questions are too big.
I got a small one first.
Okay, you go ahead, Pete.
The devil dude, is he the actual devil?
Yes, he visited Earth thousands of years in our past
Yeah.
and planted the idea.
You
of
know
the
what?
devil.
He's
I
having
love
a
that guy.
ball.
He is.
He
He's having a
is.
great time.
I think he seems like a satyr.
he does.
Sure,
maybe.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you could see his lower half, it would be like a horse or a goat or something
Yeah.
like that.
You don't actually
He
see the
just
horns
finished playing
either.
his lute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they might not be sharp horns. They may like curl around.
There's
Oh,
something
maybe.
about him. He seems like he's having a good time, but he seems a little insecure.
He also seems like he's holding a flashlight under his face, like to make himself look
Yeah.
more intimidating.
He seems
Yeah.
like he's like
can people see me? Do I look cool? I'm shining a light on
He's
my
like the
face.
one
Is
goth
everyone
guy at
looking
the
me?
club. He's like,
Yeah.
I wonder if he's
So he
like
like just became goth like yesterday, and this is the first time he's trying it
I
out.
think he's
in
kind of
public.
like, how come no one else in here has horns?
I thought this is horn night. Am I here on the wrong night? Oh god, guys.
Okay, so we have a serious question. Tommy, this is one of those things I need to
Yes.
lean on you. I think I know the
Okay.
answer, but I'm not entirely sure. Who is Snaggletooth?
I hate this. Snag. Okay, my entire life, the guy who says he doesn't like you.
Yes.
I have always called that guy Snaggletooth.
No,
I've
everybody
never
calls
called
that guy
Snaggletooth.
Snaggletooth.
No,
See, I always, Jerry, I always believed that you and I were
Snaggletooth
among
is in the
multitudes
bar.
of people.
you can see Snaggletooth
Yeah.
in the bar.
So, okay, hold on,
So you
hold on.
Okay.
I just want to be clear. And
Yeah.
so there's a dude who has a green face and is wearing a maroon outfit that there was
That's Walrus Man.
no.
No,
That's
he's-
Walrus
no,
Man.
yeah.
Nobody argues about Walrus Man. That's
Okay.
Walrus Man.
Yeah.
He's got the
Yeah.
yeah. But there's that guy, he appears kind of early and then he appears towards the end of the scene when the stormtroopers come over to check out Han Solo, like, all right, we'll check it out. And they walk
yeah.
over and there's a dude, he kind of looks like a Muppet. He's got a
Yeah,
green
he's got kind of fuzzy hair.
yeah,
oh, no, there's
green
a different guy
face
there.
and he's got a maroon outfit. And
And he looks just like the action
there's
figure. that was
exactly
named
he looks
Snaggletooth.
just like the action figure called Snaggletooth, which so of course you're like, duh, that guy's name's Snaggletooth. But okay, so
Right.
hold on, Tommy, I'm still holding on to your shoulder.
Okay. All right. I hope I can bear you up here.
I always thought and think to this day that the guy who says he doesn't like you is named Snaggletooth.
I think so too, Jerry.
I've never
I'm
heard that.
learning that I'm wrong, and I get why I'm wrong. But I get in fights with my son about this all the time. So no, it's Dr. Craig Evigan or whatever his name
Doctor, whatever. You're like, what the hell are you talking about?
is. What? Who
Yeah.
said that? Yeah. You know what I think messed us up, Jerry? Honest to God, when the action figures came out, they paired Walrus Man with Snaggletooth. So you're like, oh, there's Walrus Man and his buddy Snaggletooth. It gives Luke a hard time at the bar. But Snaggletooth doesn't look a thing like this guy. The
Yeah.
action figure of Snaggletooth doesn't look anything like this guy. But we were dumb kids, and I think there are more of us. I don't think we're the only two guys who made this mistake. But Pete's not one of them.
That's,
But
I mean,
I don't know.
I'm learning this at age 48
Yeah, I know.
because I just
It's-
still till last night am thinking his name is Snaggletooth, and I understand there's
I
an
still call him Snaggletooth.
Okay, good.
That's so weird. That's so
Well, what?
weird.
But
Yeah.
what? The dude with the maroon suit, why would you make an action figure of that guy, but not make an action figure?
Exactly right. Why do you have? Yeah, if you make Walrus Man,
If
you
you
have
ma-
to make the
yes.
guy who's with Walrus.
Who
Man.
has actual lines?
C-3PO to Walrus Man's R2.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
who
has
actually
lines
speaks.
in the movie
Yes.
and actually assaults Luke. Why are you going to make an action character of the green-faced, maroon-suited guy who does nothing? He's like a complete cipher.
Yeah. Maybe that's why.
And
Kids
I
can just
dig it.
imprint on this guy
You're
whatever
like,
they
well,
want.
why make a hammerhead? And you go, no, we all know why there's a hammerhead because hammerhead's the dopest
Yeah.
guy in the bar. But there's like,
Yeah.
how many people have lines in the movie and are memorable characters? You make Walrus Man, but and then you tell me his name, Dr. Kevorkian or whatever. I mean,
But what's even weirder is they made 2 Snaggletooths.
Yeah.
Snaggle teeth.
Yeah, one was like short and one was taller.
Wait,
yeah,
something.
one was
what?
short with blue, like a blue outfit. One was tall with a maroon outfit.
Yeah, mass hysteria.
Yeah.
so the
How
guy
do
who
we ever make it
says
out of the 70s
he
alive?
doesn't like you, they never made an action character,
No.
that guy.
Well, not in the
Right.
original. Kinner
Not
run,
an
they didn't.
original, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, we had a guy. We had Snaggletooth, and he could carry out those duties if Doctor whatever his name wasn't
But
available.
Snaggletooth's such a friendly looking guy in here. He's such a.
I guess so.
Well, so did we think his name was Snaggletooth because his face is? Look, I don't. Maybe his face.
Snaggletooth
isn't-
would fit him. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say
that name
maybe,
would
but
fit him.
maybe
Right.
his face isn't messed up. I mean,
Like,
maybe.
maybe that's why
Wait,
his
this guy?
species.
Oh.
No, maybe everybody who's from
Yeah.
his gene pool just
Yeah.
looks like
Yeah.
that.
From Snaggletooth Planet.
Yeah, from exact. Maybe that guy looks
Snaggle.
totally normal. But then I
I
thought,
kind of assume so, actually.
but I
Well,
guess
maybe, I don't
because
know.
his name's the guy with the maroon suit doesn't have a Snaggletooth.
Right. I don't know where Snaggletooth comes from at all.
Yeah. Why would you call that
Yeah.
maroon guy Snaggletooth? We don't ever see any snaggle teeth.
Yeah.
But this dude comes up with his teeth and his face pointing towards the North Star. I mean, it's like, yeah, you tell me which one is Snaggletooth in this bar.
You know what's really nice is that in ET, he names all these guys when he's like showing ET all the action figures. He's like, here's Greedo, here's Hammerhead, here's Walrus Man. And I can always point to that when my son says like, no, it's Ponda Baba or whatever. You know, like they name all these guys now.
Oh,
Like, no,
that's
there's a
stupid.
motion picture where they name him. It's not Star Wars, but it's ET, and they name him. He's Walrus Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But is everyone from his planet also named Walrus Man?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why you don't go there.
Yeah.
It's a confusing mess.
No, that's why if
needs
you
it?
notice, there's only one of them because when they're born, they're scattered across the galaxy, so there's no
Yeah.
confusion.
You're never going to see 2 Walrus Men at the same
Yeah,
time.
so it's just
Don't
that
worry.
guy's Walrus Man, and everybody knows
Yeah.
who he is.
Speaking of that, why when Luke walks in, both he and C-3PO are completely like agog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like neither of them has ever seen anything like this.
Mhm.
And that surprises me for both of them. Luke lives like an hour from here.
Yeah, it's
Right.
really
Like-
weird.
like-
yeah.
Yeah.
This is like town. Like he's never come to town and seen all these guys. Like
Mhm.
it seems weird that he's never seen. And then if C-3PO's been all over the galaxy and been in wars and stuff, it's weird that he hasn't seen all these people.
To be fair, 3PO always looks agog.
That's true.
Just kind of like the way
Yeah.
his face is shaped.
That's true.
Well, so okay.
So maybe he's just taking it in stride.
Question for you, Tommy. I think we've discussed this before, but when they walk in, and that thing on the wall to the right goes, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the coolest noise I've ever heard.
Is that the wall or is that the guy with the appendage, the furry guy?
Well, or
I
is
don't-
that
yeah,
like
that's
an
part of the question,
electronic?
yeah.
I wonder, is that an electronic bouncer?
Yeah, is that like what senses the droids? Is that what makes
Yes.
the guy look up?
Is that what
I have
makes?
always been on the fence about that.
Yeah.
It does seem to happen about when they pass it. And like it is and it's like the lights are in sync with the sound that we hear. Maybe you know what I'm going to say it is. I'm going to say it is a droid detector or something.
Because the
'Cause
droids
the guy
will
behind the
sneak
bar is
in.
pretty. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a busy
Are they gonna
place. The guy
drink?
can't have his eyes all over the place at all times.
Like, why-
And if a filthy droid gets in there, it's going to be bad for business.
What happened that made him think that? Like, what happened that made him?
Yeah, I don't know. Is that just him? Is he just
Is he
racist
just a
against
racist?
droids,
Yeah.
or is it like a Mos Eisley thing? Or what?
I mean,
don't
do the
know.
droids not pay?
Yeah, they get really
Maybe.
drunk and they.
Like, yeah, or they just don't buy anything. They don't drink anything. So like, why?
Yeah.
Why take up space in my bar?
Maybe that's it.
Yeah,
Well, so
You know,
we
what's
don't serve their
weird?
kind here because we can't. We can't serve them. There's nothing we can offer them. It's really sad.
There you
It
go.
depresses us. Make them get out of here.
it's a bunch of
we can't
malingerers.
show proper hospitality, so they're gonna have to leave.
Yeah.
The thing
Like,
makes
I
the
don't know how to make
noise,
a droid
and then
happy.
it stops making the noise,
Mhm.
Yeah, and it never makes it again.
and
right?
it never makes it
Right.
again.
But then R2 is kind of dancing. I can't tell if he's dancing to the music or if like that thing is making him kind of hop around because it hurts or he's uncomfortable, or if
Yeah,
he's
being
scared of all the
scanned.
people in the bar, like he's never seen anything like this, or like does he just have to use the bathroom?
I don't know. Or he's like trying to navigate the stairs or something.
It's also funny though, like the whole bar like turns to look at the like droids. Like
Ew.
they've never seen droids in a bar before, but like all this
Yeah.
other stuff, they're like, oh, whatever, guy murdered.
Right,
Guy
right,
already
right,
died.
right.
Fine.
Yeah.
These two guys that I just saw 8 other of outside. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, so
They violated a social norm.
Pete, what is happening here? Like, why? So, Walrus Man is wearing the jacket of a bully, which is what I love.
His name on his homeworld is Biff.
Yeah. And so Luke's, sidles up, and he first of all, he like pulls on the bartender's shoulder.
Super disrespectful the way he
Yeah.
does it,
Really
yeah.
weird. And he's like, I'll
Very
have
cool
one of
move.
those.
Yeah.
I was wondering if Walrus Man and the doctor were like standing up for the bartender. They're like, I don't like you. You were just
Yeah.
disrespecting our friend.
You come in here, you yank on our bartender, you try to bring droids
So,
in here. We don't like you.
Walrus Man turns his body so that he's facing him in an aggressive way and goes, ooh, 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 ooh. And you're like, so it's Walrus Man thinking, of course he's going to understand me.
Walrus Man's drunk.
Did you guys
Listen, you.
did you ever see the robot chicken Star Wars? Where Walrus Man is actually, he's like, hey, how you doing? I'm an architect. I'm excited. This is my first day here. And the guy next to him is like just making stuff up that he's saying. He's like, my friend doesn't like you. He's like, no, that's not what I'm saying. Tell him I want to buy
Oh my God.
An architect.
That's amazing.
Well, so what is Snaggletooth? He comes over and he's like, he doesn't like you. And you're like, he says like, sorry. And then he goes, I don't like you either. And he goes, Luke's response is, I'll be careful. But he stays there. And then he's like,
He also kind of disrespects him because when Walrus Man first talks to him, Luke just turns back around.
yeah, which is kind of
Yeah, just
rad.
flat
I
out
don't have a
ignores him.
problem. I just do that in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you live in
All
Los
right, buddy.
Angeles, you walk into 7-Eleven, it's like there's a Walrus Man on every corner. So, exactly. And so but I kind of am trying to figure out, he says, I'll be careful. And then he says, you'll be dead. And you're like, Luke should turn to him and be like, wow, this escalated.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
what is it that Snaggletooth is actually trying to get out of this interaction? Like, I want
I
to
think they're
kill
just-
this guy, but I want to let him know why I'm killing him. I'm killing him because
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Right. It's not fun if he doesn't know why he's being pummeled.
I'm killing him
understand
because
it as it's
Walrus
happening.
Man, my friend, doesn't like
Yeah.
him.
Right.
It's
We needed to not like somebody. Otherwise, we'll just go home to
Why
our
does it-
families. We
So
don't
why
need
do they
that.
announce that they're wanted on 12 systems?
Just like, they're
You
tough
think
guys.
you think he really is? Or you think he's like a dentist and is like a weekend warrior kind of guy and he's trying to
Right. I slapped a guy once.
I think he's wanted on 12 systems. But what's really weird is, although I love this, it's one of the clumsiest, most bizarre exchanges in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I love it, but I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't know if it. It seems to me like a very straightforward, like couple of drunk jerks in a bar.
But why didn't he should have bumped
weakling.
into him or stepped on his sneakers, or, you know what I mean? He should have there should have been some thing that could be, misconstrued as aggressive.
I think they're just being predatory. Like they see this guy,
Yeah.
this young guy come in, they think he's all by himself. this real rube comes in with a couple of robots, and he doesn't even know how this place works.
So,
And the
but then
bar
he's
already
like,
doesn't
so
like
I'm
him.
going to kill this guy, and I'm going to do it now.
But
Yeah.
I don't.
He's a Johnny
we-
says what he does.
But is he planning to kill him, or are they just messing with him? Like, do you think they're actually going
I
to
don't
kill
know.
him?
Yeah, I mean, dead doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to kill you doesn't mean I'm going to actually murder you. It could just be like you're going to get messed up.
Yeah.
All right. So
We
then,
never get to find out, do we?
So,
'Cause
okay.
Ben
Well,
has to
because
stick his
Ben
nose in.
escalates like crazy.
He does.
well, wait. So Ben
really
goes, "Come on, he says, this little one's not worth the effort. Come now, let me get you something."
Yeah,
And then Pete
So,
explained
trying to
me
de-escalate,
exactly
which is good.
what happens, like just bullet point
Okay.
to bullet point.
I'm not sure, because then the bartender suddenly goes, "No blasters, no blasters."
Okay, I actually wrote it down because I love the sequence so much. It's like less than 10 seconds,
Uh-huh.
and it's really awesome.
So what happens, Tommy?
Yeah.
He says, "Come, let me get you something." Snaggletooth shoves Luke across the room, knocks him into a table. Those two guys, I love those guys. Those two guys look identical. They're
I thought
green with
those were
red
women.
eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, they what?
I think they're women.
Oh, really? No, wait. What Wikipedia did you read?
I didn't.
That I'm
just
gonna
going by
ignore.
the movie.
Oh, really?
The two
They-
twins at the bar with
Yeah.
like the long black hair.
No.
No.
The alien folks. You see them talking to each other before,
Yeah.
and they're
Oh, I think-
green
okay,
skinned,
okay.
and they got like red eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
As Luke is hitting the table, they cut to those guys just like watching the action, like their heads turn, following him, which I love. It's just like a cool little like insert thing. And then Ben gets out his laser sword. And yeah. Ben takes out his sword. The bartender like dives behind the bar. No blasters. As the blaster comes up, Snaggletooth's blaster or Walrus Man's. I have no idea.
Well, see,
who pulls
that's
the
my
gun.
question.
That's
I just
a-
I
wanted
know.
to
That's
say.
where it gets weird. That's
Okay.
where it gets weird. Then Ben
arm is not
swings.
the one
They
holding the
both
blaster.
fall back, and then you see an arm on the ground. That
But it's
doesn't
not
belong to either of
No,
them.
wait. Ben actually strikes twice. It's
He
not.
does. And what's sick and weird is there are behind the scenes shots of Walrus Man's severed head on the ground too.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Wow.
Yeah. Originally, like he cut his head off too, I guess.
Wow.
But I don't know. Like I don't think either Snaggletooth or Walrus Man have that hairy arm, that hairy
Right.
hand. So
And
I
it-
don't
No,
know
it's-
whose
The arm you
that
see
is.
holding the blaster's not that arm either. It's wearing like a canvas sleeve.
Well, wait a minute. So
Yeah.
that's clearly, I think that's Walrus Man's.
It's like his jacket.
It's his jacket.
I think it's-
so it's
yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to be Walrus Man's arm,
but it's like
but-
Wolfman's arm.
but Walrus Man doesn't pull out the blaster.
You know what? I'm watching it right now, and I think he does pull out the blaster.
Walrus Man? Well,
No,
I
but
think
when
you
you see
can
the
see that it's
blaster-
Walrus Man.
when you see the blaster held out, it's in a different sleeve.
it's Snaggletooth pulls out the he pushes Luke,
I
he
don't
pushes him
know.
over, and then Snaggletooth pulls out a blaster. Ben takes one swipe, and I think like he falls backwards.
Oh, you're right. It is Snaggletooth who takes it out.
And then
Yeah.
he swings again, and I think he kills Snaggletooth with one swipe, and then he swipes again at Walrus Man, who has also pulled out his blaster, and he cuts off his arm.
I don't think we ever see Walrus Man pull out a blaster,
you
though. But
don't.
I believe you.
No,
'cause
but
there's
yeah,
his
you
arm.
don't.
Yeah.
yeah.
And you don't really see what happens to Snaggletooth. He just falls
No.
back.
So I think
And,
Ben
like-
slices him, kind of like, samurai vibe, like across the body, and he,
Like a
Mhm.
tauntaun.
and he dies, and then he does
Yeah.
a second strike, and that's Walrus Man's arm.
Yeah.
Does this
Yeah.
make Ben and Luke psychopaths? Like neither of them pays a second of attention to this as soon as it happens.
Well, I think they're kind of, Ben is clearly, like I've said this, that, once he's like, a sort of like a virus molecule or something, all of a sudden he comes alive and he's animate. Like all of a sudden he's hyper focused on everything. He's like, I'm no longer Ben, I'm now Obi-Wan. I just happen to be wearing
Yeah.
this Tatooine robe or whatever, but I'm Obi-Wan because he does it. And then he's just totally like, when in Rome.
You know what's
He
funny?
doesn't even look over at
No,
him.
but that's what's appropriate
No.
in this
Yeah.
culture of the cantina.
Right.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
Yeah,
do
I got
that.
the job done. We're moving on.
Yeah. You'd be
Yeah.
like, because
You know who he is? He's Clint Eastwood in Unforgiven.
Yeah.
He had been like just
Yeah.
living this quiet little life with some pigs and stuff, and
Yeah.
and then he goes back into full killer
that's
mode.
Or
exactly
he's like
right.
Shane.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
Shane. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, Joe. Who's the woman in that? In Shane. Joe,
Would
don't
I-
do it, Joe.
Would Alan Ladd have been a good Obi-Wan?
Maybe.
He was like 4'10".
Alan Ladd
or
Jr.
something.
produced the movie.
You know,
so.
did you guys notice that Greedo is next to Ben?
No.
It's really,
really?
weird.
Oh, he is. He's right behind him. Yeah.
behind
You're right.
Ben. And that kind of blows my mind.
Maybe
No,
he was
I
coming
didn't-
over to talk to Chewbacca, try to get the money out of him or something for Jabba or something.
Who's
Oh, yeah,
that?
that's
Who is that guy from Greece who introduces Ben to Chewbacca?
That's old Bo Sheck, Jerry.
Wait. Hold on a second.
What?
Does Chewbacca have his crossbow out? His bowcaster out?
Oh my God. Let me look.
Because I just rewinded to see Greedo, and you see
Yeah.
the edge of it. It looks like he's pointing his gun.
No, it's over his shoulder. He
Is-
has it, but it's like it's slung over his shoulder,
Oh, okay.
like when Ben goes to pick up,
Okay.
help up Luke. That would've
Is
been
this the
sweet,
most?
though.
Is this the only time we see blood, like copious amounts of blood in Star
Well,
Wars?
wait.
think
Now,
so,
but now,
yeah.
Pete, for the last 2 or 3 weeks, you've been saying this copious amounts of blood. Now, let me be clear. I take issue with this. I do not think this is
Okay.
a gory scene. I think he cuts
Huh.
off Walrus Man's arm, and there's like a few dollops of blood on the ground. And if you look, Walrus Man's arm is like hollow.
Yeah, but that's 1,000 times more blood than you see in all the rest of Star Wars combined.
Yeah.
Like any
There's
of the
not
other
a lot of
movies.
blood in Star Wars. You're right, but this
Yeah,
isn't. I wouldn't
that's what
call
we're
this.
saying.
There's no like, arteries and flesh, and it's not like dripping blood. There's like a couple of spots of blood on the ground.
That's a fair amount of blood.
You know what?
I don't
I'm going to
know.
leave
We have
this up to
different
the
amounts of-
listeners' crusade. Is this a gory scene where he go to our Indiana Jones Minute Listeners Crusade on Facebook and chime in? I don't think this is at all. I'm not saying.
No, it's like it's glistening. Like it's
Yeah.
it's in the ridges of the sleeve, and it's on the floor, and it's
I mean,
seems
Luke,
like a lot
our
of
hero,
blood.
gets his hand cut off in Empire, and there's nothing.
yeah.
Like noticeably nothing there. And then
I mean,
this is
one-
like,
At
bloody.
least almost a quarter of the frame is blood.
It's true.
But it's like his arm kind of looks like a vacuum hose.
It does. It is.
Yeah,
It's-
you're
does,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
this isn't so bad. I mean, Walrus Man could probably get that fixed.
Yeah, he's probably growing a new one already.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the guy that that's talking to Chewbacca with him is also wearing a spacesuit.
Yeah.
I wish
like
they
him a
had
lot.
more spacesuits in Star
Who
Wars.
who is that guy? I do not understand what is going on.
Well, Jerry, if you listen to the radio dramatization
Yes.
from the early 80s, he like Ben talks to him. He's like he's another pilot, and he's like, "Oh, I can't help you out, but here's Chewbacca. He's he works with the Millennium Falcon. He can maybe help you."
Oh,
out."
that's how it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just networking. Yeah.
And he just happens
like
to be
LinkedIn.
literally standing. Chewbacca's behind him.
It's
He's
like
like, "Oh, I can't help you, but the guy directly behind me can."
Yeah, that
Yeah.
massive guy you cannot miss right here. He can maybe help you out. Let me introduce you.